So let me just tell you guys one more Christmas fact. So for many years now, human beings have been debating important questions about our society, such as why we are here, what is the meaning of life, how far is up. But what you have to ask yourself is exactly how many pork pies and glasses of sherry did Albert from Hogfather actually consume during Hogswatch? And that is 68,319 pork pies and 1 turnip and 1,800,706 glasses of sherry. Hi guys, my name is David and welcome back to my channel. So the book that I will be reviewing today is Hogfather by Pratchett. This is his 20th novel in his Discworld series, and it revolves around Christmas. And this book was originally published in the year of 1996, and there is a TV movie based on it as well, which was released on the 17th of December 2006. And in case you didn't know, the genre of this book is fantasy with a Christmas twist. So before I go any further, I just want to say that this is going to be a spoiler-free video. I am not going to spoil anything about this story, and this is also going to be my own thoughts and feelings regarding this book. So the story of the Hogfather focuses around Christmas time on the Discworld. And Christmas on the Discworld is referred to as Hogswatch, and Santa Claus is referred to as Hogfather, or the Hogfather, who has mysteriously gone missing and no one knows what's happened to him or where he's gone. So we are introduced to the main location of this book called Ankh-Morpork, which is the main city on the Discworld and where this book mostly resides. And we are introduced to several unique phantom figures called the Auditors, which go to the Assassin's Guild and they give them the unique or special task of hunting down and killing the Hogfather. They don't really give their intentions about why they want to do this or anything like that. They just give them a bunch of money and tell them that they want it done. So the main boss of the Assassin's Guild gives this unique job to a very unique individual called Mr. Teatime, who looks very innocent and sweet at first in his appearance and his personality, but in hindsight he is very vicious and cruel. He does kill a lot of people in a very graphic way, so one minute he actually acts very sweet, and then the next minute he acts very cruel. He tells his boss, in fact, that he has been thinking for numerous years about ways of killing the Hogfather, and which his boss finds it really interesting because the Hogfather is kind of like a mystical figure and no one really believes in him. And that's a big part of this book, is actually the belief. That's a big part and theme of this novel. So while this is all going on, we are introduced to Death. Yes, Death the Grim Reaper is a character in this book. And he is going... he's actually in the Hogfather's sleigh, which has been pulled. Instead of reindeer, it's been pulled by several pigs, like four pigs, or hogs or whatever. And it's pretty much like Santa's sleigh. It has like presents in the back, and he's dressed in Santa or the Hogfather's outfit, which is pretty much like Santa Claus's outfit. And we find out that he has a unique assistant called Albert, who is a pixie. He's not very sweet. He drinks and swears a lot, and he is very crude in his personality. But he's going around helping his master, which he refers to Death as his master, and he's telling him to practice his ho-ho-hos, and he has a pillow stuffed up his jumper, and he tells him that to actually get into the spirit of the whole holiday. So they are going around delivering presents on the Hogfather's behalf, and we find out that Death has a granddaughter called Susan, who is a governess of these two children. Susan is, as I said, she is the granddaughter of Death, and she has unique abilities, supernatural abilities. Her hair can move by itself, she can move through walls, and she can use her voice to persuade people in doing stuff that they don't necessarily want to actually do. We find out that, so in Mort, the fourth Discworld novel, Death had an apprentice that had a relationship with Death's adopted daughter, and they had a baby which was Susan. So Susan is she knows that Death is her grandfather, but she wants to try to get away from that life and try to live a normal existence. So she finds out that Death is the Hogfather and delivering presents on Hogswatch. She doesn't know why he's doing this, so she tries to investigate it. So so that's a big chunk of the story, is Susan trying to find out why Death is being Hogfather and where the Hogfather has actually gone to. We find out that there are two unique new individuals around Death and Susan that are called the Raven, which is like a standard raven that talks, and he's constantly throughout the book trying to eat stuff that he perceives to be eyeballs, so grapes, walnuts, and he says that these eyeballs are a bit hard, and Susan's like, well, they're like walnuts, what do you expect? And he's also with a very unique individual called Death of Rats, which is like Death, but he's like a small rat grim reaper, and he has like a cloak on, he has a sigh, and he doesn't speak, but he speaks like in squeaks. Susan doesn't really understand what he's saying, but she knows more or less what he means, if that makes sense. So while this is all going on, we are introduced to a very unique building called the Unseen University, which is where the wizards reside. Think about Harry Potter, but in the Discworld, or Hogwarts rather, but on the Discworld. But the wizards in this story are very eccentric, and they are very they know what about. I mean, they actually know a lot about the Discworld and about the universe as a whole, and they're very unique and quirky characters. I'll put it like that. It's kind of hard to describe what the wizards are actually like. We are introduced to the main wizard, the head wizard called Rid Cully, who is the main boss or the leader of this wizarding school, kind of like Dumbledore. And all the wizards are joking around, saying, "Oh well, wouldn't it be funny if there was a like a pixie that done this? Like if there was a like a hair loss fairy or a Bruca gnome?" And then suddenly they hear these little bells, these little chimes. And then suddenly this fairy or this character that they have made up, that they're joking about, that actually exists, suddenly becomes real. And one of these characters that becomes real, that these wizards keep on talking about, is actually called the Old God, which is referred to as sometimes as the God of Hangovers. Now this character appears in the Hogfather's Castle of Bones. Yes, I did say that right. And this character is always with Susan for the majority of the story, and he's unique, I'll put it like that. There's also a artificial intelligence machine that one of the people working at the university has invented, called Hex. Now, Hex is a artificial intelligence. He's a computer that can apparently think, or in the book it says that it's described as a machine that gives the impression that it is thinking, but it's not really thinking, if that makes sense at all. But Hex is a very unique individual or character. We don't really see him that much. He's kind of in the story sometimes. So yeah, that's the main storyline of Hogfather. It's like you have Death and Albert going around pretending to be the Hogfather. You have Mr. Tea Time, who has gone to the Tooth Fairy's castle with a group of thieves that are there intentionally to get all of the teeth in the Tooth Fairy's castle, pile them up, and put a spell on them, so Tea Time can ultimately have control of all the children and all the people that these teeth belong to, so he can control them in believing whatever he wants them to believe. As I said, this book does focus a lot on belief in the Hogfather, as we actually find out that Death is actually doing this because he wants to try to maintain the spirit of Hog's Watch. He wants people to believe in the Hogfather, because he constantly refers to the fact that if no one believes in the Hogfather, or if people fail in their belief in this mystical figure, the sun will not rise the following day. I'm not sure whether this implies that the world will come to an end, or whether next day it will be complete darkness throughout if no one believes in the Hogfather. I'm not really sure what one it really leans towards. This book is so funny, it really is, and yeah, I really enjoy it. It really is so good. Hopefully I've explained the story properly to you. It's kind of hard to explain what the story is all about, as it's very unique. It's not really a serious book. It is very funny, and while you're reading this, you're like, what the hell am I reading? It's like, I have no idea what's happening, but I'm intrigued and I'm entertained. So yeah, so hopefully I've done the book justice, is what I'm trying to say. So one of the things I liked about this story is the characters. The characters is where this book shines. I liked the characters of Death and Albert. They were magnificent together. They were the parts of the book that I was excited about reading and getting to. Them parts really shined for me, as well as Susan and the Old Gods, and several of the wizards, and the whole and pretty much all of the characters in this. I mean, Tea Time, even though he's incredibly vicious and evil, he is very likable as a villain. So the characters is where this book shines for me. So when it comes to what I disliked about this novel, I could be nitpicky as hell. I could say that this doesn't have any chapters in it, but you can tell which sections are which because of paragraph breaks. Let me just find one. See, like I'm in here, for example. So when it has a little break, it goes from like the perspectives of the wizards, like from Rid Cully's perspective, and then it may go to Tea Time's perspective, or Tea Time's section of the book. So you're really never really confused about whose perspective or part of the story you're reading. But I suppose the wizard section is my least favourite section. Don't get me wrong, I like the wizards, they're really cool, but they are very unique individuals. It's kind of hard to describe. Even though I like them as characters, I feel like I need to read some more books based on the wizards in the Discworld in order to appreciate them more. But with that said, I don't really have any dislikes for this novel. So closing thoughts, when you go into this book, or any Discworld novel, guys, these books aren't meant to be taken seriously. Like, you have stories from Brandon Sanderson, you have characters, you have stories by Tolkien, which are novels that are meant to be taken seriously. Discworld is something that you have to go into not taken seriously. You're supposed to have fun with these books. It's supposed to be light and something that will cheer you up. And this is what Hogfather will do. I know a lot of people are really down with the about the virus and the state of the world right now. If you can read the Hogfather, which I recommend that you read at Christmas time, or any other Discworld novel, I would highly recommend it. As I said, don't take it seriously. Just read it and accept it for what it is. You will come across weird characters. You will come across weird situations and events in this book that will maybe go over your head at first or take you by surprise. But go with it, accept it for what it is, and have fun reading it. So I am going to rate this book 4.5 stars out of 5. It would have been a 5-star read for me, or a reread for me, but the sections with the wizards, it kind of slowed the story down for me just a little bit. As I said, I liked the wizard characters, but not as much as the rest of the book. It just slowed down for me, so that's what I'm going to rate this book. So that's it, guys. That is my review on Hogfather by Terry Pratchett. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment down below, let me know if there's any other Terry Pratchett novels, Discworld or non-Discworld, that you want me to read and review on my channel. Comment it down below and I will take it under consideration. If you have enjoyed this video as a whole, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you do subscribe, please click on the little bell notification just so you know whenever I upload videos, which are every Monday and Friday. Also, I just want to say that I have been uploading videos every Wednesday on my channel, but that's only been through December only, guys. So starting from next month onwards, I will be going back to my usual scheduled times of my videos, which are every Monday and Friday. Also, I will put down below in the description a link to my Goodreads account in case you want to follow me on Goodreads. So I hope that everyone has a happy new year, and I will see you all in my next video.